See, behavior change is quite simple. You need the motivation for that behavior change. You need the ability to sustain and create that behavior change. And you need your trigger. What has to occur for all of the motivation, and what has to occur for you to pull out your competence to sustain that behavior change? What has to trigger? What has to happen for you to say, you know what? It's time to make a change. You know what? It's time for me to move fast and create something different in my life, create something different in my business, create something different in my relationships, create something different in my community, create something different, period. So what's the motivation going to be? Is it going to be an extra $10,000? Is it going to be an extra $100,000? Is it going to be to free up time so you can play with little Jimmy? What is it going to be? Do you have the ability? Do you have the competence to sustain that, to create that? And what's the trigger going to be? Like, when is it going to be? Is it going to be tomorrow? When you're down to your last dollar and you can't pay your rent? Is it going to be when 80 of your staff members, your best staff members at that, come to you and say, you know what, we're done. We don't enjoy this culture. We don't like the practices that are being implemented on a daily basis within the context of this company. When is it going to be? You need all three for a true behavior change. See, here at Cognizance Capital, we study this shit a lot. And I know it may come off as complex and confusing, but it's really not. The motivation is what you need. That hustle, that oomph, that factor that's going to push you over the limit. You need the ability. I've talked about this a numerous amount of times. If you do not have the competence locked inside of your memory banks of how to sustain a change, your motivation levels will decrease dramatically. And what's your trigger going to be? What has to happen for you to say, you know what, enough is enough? You let me know. Think about it.